Hello, welcome back. I'm Jay, your vibe coach, and we're going to talk about ways to raise your vibration. So if you're new here, welcome. Please like this podcast and share this podcast with somebody you think needs help raising their vibration because it's rough out there on these streets. Excuse me. We're also just a couple of days away from the super full moon. It's going to be the biggest, brightest, and closest super full moon of 2025. So it's more magnetic than usual. This moon arrives in Taurus on November 5th, inviting us to slow down, ground, and reconnect with what really matters, what truly matters to us. Peace is found in simplicity and in returning into our bodies, our breath, and trusting and letting your inner guide you home. We're being guided to release resistance, embrace change, and really root deeply in the present moment. So let this supermoon restore your balance, open your heart, and remind you of the beauty of simply being alive. I want to talk about what that means. I had a really close encounter yesterday crossing the street, and it really moved me. I had the walk signal. The light was flashing for me to cross. So I started to cross. And when I was crossing, a car I could hear was zooming up behind me. And when I turned to look, this car was taking a left in traffic right over the crosswalk that I was walking on. And I stopped and froze, and the car stopped right in front of me. And the man mouthed, "I'm really sorry," and kept driving. In that moment, I wasn't even afraid. I felt so divinely protected in that moment that this overwhelming amount of gratitude came over me that I just experienced a true miracle. And everybody around me experienced it also. But anyways, so really remind yourself of how beautiful it is to really just being alive. Mark your calendar, charge up your crystals, November 5th. It's going to be the brightest night of the year. It's going to be a mirror reflecting you back, your strength, your beauty, and your truth. But we're also in this Mercury retrograde pre-shadow period. It started October 21st. If you're not feeling it, I don't know why, because the energy right now, if you're having cell phone issues, if you're having communication issues, we're already in this pre-shadow period. It actually, Mercury goes retrograde on November 9th. And it stays there until the 29th. But there is a pre-shadow and a post-shadow period. Pre-shadow started October 21st, and the post-shadow will end December 16th. So strap in. This is going to be an effect on travel, technology. I'm already having technology issues, Wi-Fi issues, just misunderstandings in communications, in writing, reading, speaking, negotiating contracts. You really should hang back on that. Traveling, make sure, before you take a road trip, you make sure your car is, tuned up, you have your oil changed, everything, shipping stuff and mailing stuff. Expect delays during this retrograde. Double check your emails, back up your data, and just be patient with each other, especially in miscommunications. Be patient, give the other person, a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Oh, maybe I heard it wrong, or maybe I unpacked it wrong, or maybe the delivery, maybe how I said it, was different or off. So, accountability, self-awareness. And that's, part of also what I want to talk about today is self-awareness. It's a good time to really talk about self-awareness and sit back and review, what you're putting your energy towards. Are you focusing your energy where it matters? Are you overextending yourself in your career or other obligations at the expense of your relationship or your well-being? Are you losing balance in different parts of your life? That can cause, them to suffer. That can cause, your vibration to vibrate lower. So being aware of our connections during Mercury retrograde and help us maintain and better understand how that balance works. Because when we raise our vibration, we're closer to the divine. And self-awareness is one of the keys to raising our vibration, identifying and observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This process is usually done, meditating, journaling. I like to journal. I do like to meditate. Meditation isn't for everybody. And journaling, you can journal different ways. There's so many different ways to journal. So try the way that works for you, because we all might not have the same style. We're all different. And that's what's great about this planet. And then once you're aware, consciously choose more positive thoughts. Align your actions with your values. Create habits like gratitude, spending time in nature, caring for our physical health to promote a higher vibrational state. When you feel negative, take a minute. Identify the specific emotion rather than just saying, I'm just grumpy or it's just Mercury retrograde. Take accountability. Listen to what you're feeling. Pinpoint what it is that you're feeling and what's making you feel negative. Journaling your thoughts, writing down feelings, that helps you figure out patterns. And sometimes when you journal something, read it out loud because it sounds good in your head, right? But then when you read it out loud and you're saying it out loud, it's like, okay, wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Why I thought like that? I was thinking that negatively when I wrote this. So it does bring you back to self when you write down your thoughts and then you say them out loud. That's why words have power, and we should always be speaking positive things over ourselves. Affirmations, positive affirmations. I attract abundance in all areas of my life. I am loving. I am loved. I am successful in every endeavor that I set myself out for. Or just looking in the mirror and saying, you know what? You're beautiful. I love when you wear your hair like that. Simple things like that. Those are positive affirmations. Words have power. Breathwork, deep breathing, that can be a form of meditation. One of the things that I like to do is when I'm at a stoplight, I like to do, 3 deep cleansing breaths. Just reset my vibration. Make sure that I'm aware of how I'm vibing, and I'm making sure that vibration is vibing high because I want to be closer to God. And just allow yourself to feel instead of numbing it with uncomfortable emotions, and just acknowledging them. Sit with them, examine your beliefs, become aware of attachments to certain perspectives, thoughts, labels. These can keep you at a lower frequency. Be mindful of the media you consume. Choose high vibrational music, movies, books. Set up your social media feed to be uplifting. And, and just cleanse your energy. Sometimes our thoughts aren't always our own. Sometimes, they're shaped by society, the media, and sometimes the energy of the people around us. So when we absorb these influences, we unconsciously, our vibration lowers and we're pulled from the authentic guidance of our soul. Thought creates emotion. Emotions set frequency, and frequency shapes the experience. So to raise your vibration, begin each morning in a quiet reflection, setting one clear intention aligned with your higher self. During the day, take a moment, pause, notice, which energies you absorb and which you radiate. set an alarm on your phone to do this. Leave yourself a note, a sticky note, but just take a moment and pause and notice, where your energy's at. And then at night, write down 3 moments where you acted from a space of awareness instead of reaction, instead of reacting. Just being aware, absorbing, processing, alchemizing. And it's not going to happen overnight. It takes practice. Some of my rituals, I like to do the stoplight breathing. I like to do a 1-minute body scan. I like to eat one meal without any distractions, cell phones, music, TV, just anything really. Just sitting with myself, enjoying, what God has given us. Journaling, meditation. I also do, I try to journal as much as I can. And it really helps me to be in that self-awareness space. So, yeah, so charge up your crystals, get ready for this supermoon. It's going to be a bright, bright, bright night. It's going to be exciting. November 5th. We got retrograde. Oh, stay inside yourselves in this retrograde, and really just the best advice I can give is just slow down. Slow down. And until next time, this is where I'm going to end it. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.